This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more.
Hey everyone, Mike here. Just letting you all know that the podcast returns Thursday, should have had this ready, opening my calendar, 19th of January, this Thursday. Cannot wait for season 5 of the podcast. Great place to start. If you're new to this podcast and you're new to this feed and you've never listened to the pod before, but you're like, oh, I know that Mike guy. People talk about his podcast. Apparently it's really good. I've heard rumors about it. I reckon a good place to start is season 5, the first episode of this year. Great place for you to start. Or go back to season 4. That's personally my thoughts. Some people like to go back to the very start of this podcast, which was when I was very young. And I personally would prefer people to not go back to the first season. I say this a lot. I would prefer it if you just start more recent. I cringe a lot at the more recent episodes. I cringe a lot at the early episodes of this podcast. I much prefer the more recent episode. I think if you're starting this podcast fresh, Season 5, Episode 1 would be a great place to start. And here's a little tease. Not just a great place to start because it'll be fresh, but also there'll be a really good recap of everything you've missed up until that point. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to start at Season 5 because I won't know what's come before. Well, don't worry. We've planned for that. You will know, you will be completely up to speed if you listen to the first episode of Season 5. Completely up to speed on everything you may have missed. Guys, I'm really looking forward to this year. As always, any support over on the Patreon, patreon.com/RadioMike. Give us $1. And you can also get access to the TCB Overflow podcast, an extra 15 minutes or so each week. That is up on Patreon at the same time as the episodes. And, of course, the Pat and Mike show with me and producer Pat, where we talk about a bunch of stuff. We usually deep dive on a topic from this podcast of the week and then, do more from there. So would love for you to jump on the Patreon. We are now on, I think, is it 72, 71? 71 patrons. Lost a few over the summer, unfortunate. Gained a few as well. So, it works. So would love for you to jump on there and consider that. Of course, if you want to catch up on shorter clips from the podcast, head on over to the YouTube channel, radio.mike, to see shorts and, short highlight clips from the podcast, as well as the TikTok and the Instagram at radio.mike. More to come very, very soon. Thursday, and I can't wait to be back. I will speak to you guys then.
This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.